Joined with Muhammad Fahad at number 3. Short, slightly wide, tries to cut it, doesn't make a contact. That was a good rising delivery. If you can look at the position of the wicketkeeper in terms of how far back he's standing, that would give you an idea of the track as well as the quality of the bowling on hand at this moment. Multi-camera setup, broadcast, also providing replays. Similar delivery, slightly fuller, no contact, another dot. Fuller into the off. This time manages to get the bat on it. Down to the third man region, and they scramble for 1. Muhammad Fahad, who has just come in, should be on strike to face his first against Christopher. Beautiful day, beautiful breeze here at the BPL Stadium. Once again, if you happen to be nearby, come on down. Enjoy an entertaining game and cricket for the rest of the day as well as tomorrow, for which we will have a semi-final and the final being played at 3 p.m. One more game after this at 6 p.m. Semi-final number 1. Just a bit of a delay as Muhammad Fahad gets settled in with his gloves and takes his guard. Should be underway soon. Bangs it in short, just whizzes past the helmet, straight to the keeper. Minding you folks, Liberty Cup, a product of BPL. Originally inaugurated, or the first season having been 2017. In terms of the broadcast and the multi-cam setup and all the other technology jazz. Fuller this time gets bat on it into the short cover within the circle. No run. Heavily protected into the offside from Babar Brothers' fielding stance. A quiet start from Super Kings facing the stacked Babar Brothers unit. Once again, swing and a miss into the off. Good length delivery. That completes the second. Christopher having conceded only 1. Super King 7 for 1 off of 2. Run rate being 3.5. This tournament thus far that has started 2 days ago has brought a couple of amazing games in terms of insane hitting, some power hitting that is, in the form of United 11 initially first game having scored 305 against Dabang, and then yesterday even insaner, if that's a word, from Babar Brothers against the same opponent, Dabang that is, having gone for 390, which saw Kamran Akmal's quick 50 up at the top, and then Kanar Lewis and Jamin having gone berserk after that, finishing with Suhail Khan's 5 consecutive sixes in the last over. A very good delivery from Suhail Khan, who's come back to bowl his second from the southern end. Shanak is the batter that is facing, and this was too quick for him to have been able to make any contact on it. So those two at the center still, I believe, having to adjust to this pace of Babar Brothers. Slash into the third man region. I believe that should only be a 1 just past the circle. It is a 1 only. Yeah, for these two to be able to make an impact against this opponent in Babar Brothers and the bowling attack that they possess, I am afraid these two will have to take some time, adjust, get comfortable with the citation or sighting of the delivery, that is, and then make use of the feet and make use of a rather quick outfield. Here we go. So hail to Muhammad Fahad. Right down the middle, and this one manages to get some bat on it into the mid-wicket region, take a quick single, and they're able to comfortably come back for the 2. A bit of a chase, and they are actually going for the 3rd, and they do, I believe. So excellent running between the wicket, between these two young guys from Super Kings. 3 indeed. And I welcome none other, the man behind the BPL, Mr. Mir Ali.
Thank you, Sharik. It's been an exciting game this morning. And this is the other qualifier to move up to the quarterfinals. The semifinals, sorry. Played between none other than the Bolingbrook Super Kings. None other than the Super Kings, who are a product of the BPL Youth Academy. I do have to give them credit. They are playing with their original team, all these youngsters. They don't have any of the big names playing for them, so much to be said about
it takes a lot of heart.
Their chemistry and the courage that these young guys have. And it's truly been a rewarding experience for myself, the league, the head coach, no other than the very own Neeraj Patel, who is probably one of the best coaches money can buy here in the United States. We're very proud to have him. And like I said, these kids every year, you know, we have a batch graduating and coming and playing with the adults, and we've truly enjoyed that. So that being said, so far we have 1 wicket down, right?
Yep, for 11.
Shanak was not too fortunate. Got 5 off his 9 faced. Jasim, sorry. 5 balls faced, and he was done after scoring 1 run. But Shanak and Muhammad Fahad still at the crease. But all these names are really near and dear my heart. So wishing these young guns good luck. Back to you, Sharik.
I concur, Mirbai. It takes a lot of heart and courage. What I do like about these kids, no matter what the stage is, they don't go scrambling for bigger names and more experienced players. They stick to their guns, they stick to the unit, and they keep playing the same names they have grown to love and play this game for. A big, massive swing and a miss banged in from Christopher against Muhammad Fahad. Both of these two attacking bowlers have been quite effective up at the top against the young lads of Super Kings. Once again. No matter what the outcome is, congratulations to Super Kings for having made the qualifiers here at the Liberty Cup 22. Another dot delivery. Just too much pace for Fahad and Shaunak at this point to be able to make a contact, put some bat on it. Still adjusting in this particular format. Beginning of the fourth over, run rate being 3. Went straight to the short mid-on within the circle, who was able to get a hand on it. Could have been caught. They take a single. Ahmadullah Adil being the fielder, shaking his hand at it, struck flushed into the forearm of his. Straight Fuller into the pads. Dot delivery. Defends it just fine. Christopher to Shaunak once again. Rose from the good length, whizzing past the helmet. Smell the leather, as they say. Unit. That is a good shot. Lofts it up into the long on region, just about the boundary. Good fielding, pulls it back in, and did they run 1 or 2? 2 it is. I think that may have been a confidence boosting shot for the young lad at the center, who was able to play it on the full and go straight down the ground off of Chris. That completes the fourth, folks. 14 for 1, Super Kings. Shaunak and Muhammad Fahad, 7 and 4 respectively. It looks to have been a bowling change from Babar brothers. Kenar Lewis, who scored 150 something off of 60 deliveries yesterday against the Bung, comes into attack, bowling the 5th over. And just a quick reminder, folks, the first semifinal that is to be played here at the BPL Stadium will be at 6:30 tonight. Midwest versus Cricket Club's schedule ought to be updated soon. Midwest being one of the campaigner of the semifinal, followed by the second semifinal tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Crescent Barrington will be one of the 2 teams in that. Winner of those 2 games will go to play the final at 3 p.m. right here at the stadium. Kenar right on the money from the get-go, goes Fuller and pacey as well. It's quite deceiving from his run-up and the action that he produces, that kind of a pace here at this surface. But that has been the theme from Babar Brothers campaign. They have quite an impressive attack. Goes for the feet. Might have clipped the pads. Keeper does a fantastic job of keeping it. So 2 dot deliveries to begin with. Goes for it, didn't time it, leading edge, lofts it up within the circle, and I am not sure if that was a complete catch. Just waiting for the final decision from the umpire at the center. It was caught, but I believe that 2-second rule from ICC from lofting it back up, I'm not sure if that applied. To the naked eye, it looked like it was pouched out quite quickly. Looks to have been given, I believe, or there's still a conversation being had at the center. All right, gonna go. We're gonna go for the replay, folks. Real time it is. It's not slowed down, so keep an eye. Watch for the fielder. He turns around and then he just drops on the ground and lofts it back, much like what international players do at the fence at the boundary when they're trying to do a two-man show to complete the catch. This wasn't properly held, in my opinion, but the decision stays with the umpire. All right, so after a bit of a delay and some conversation at the center, looks like Mohammad Fahad has been given out. Unfortunately, to the naked eye in the real time here in the comm box, it didn't look to us that the catch was completed with the continuous 3-second rule that we just had to look up ourselves. It was more of a touch and go or tapping it back again to what most of the time happens in the international games, right at the fence when they're attempting to complete the catch with the two-man show, lofting it back, tapping it back. But this was within the circle. The fielder turned around, dropped on the ground, kind of caught it, but not really. Nonetheless, it is 2 down from Super Kings. They're sitting at 14. This is the 5th over in proceeding, it being Kennard Lewis's first over. That has been a productive over from Babar Brothers' standpoint. Another dot delivery into the off from the good length. Eyes on the ball. Just taps it back down on the track in the defense position. Kennard's impressive first productive over continues. Nicely struck, sounded good into the mid-wicket region. beyond the circle. They are able to come back for 2 comfortably, I believe. That ought to do some good for the confidence for Super Kings. Getting the bat on it and running between the wicket. Bowling end being the southern end, or from the hill towards the container, towards the comm box. Too wide, should be given as a wide, and it is. Tries to go for a swivel, a pull, ends up nicking it behind, and keeper makes no mistake. So Kennard takes the second wicket of his. Shanak being the batter that has to exit. A very unfortunate start for Super Kings, the kids of BPL Youth Academy against the Babar brothers here at this stage in quarterfinal 2 or qualifier 2. They are reeling, folks, at the moment, having scored 16 for the loss of 3, and that should also complete the 5th, run rate being 3.2. Looks to be another bowling change from Babar brothers. If I'm not mistaken, that may be Hunan. I'll confirm that in a second. This will be from the northern end. Amin Gilani, in fact. Yeah. Coming in to bowl 6th from Babar brothers against Super Kings. At the center, we have Shiv, who has just joined Mitansh from Super Kings. Down the leg, into the feet. Nicely defended within the circle, into the onside within the circle, and they quickly take a single. So that's a decent start of the over compared to the other bowling changes that Super Kings have yet faced thus far. Yeah, these two really need to stick around, improve the communication, and just rotate the strike. Yes, they've had a slow start. Yes, they're up against a very stacked up, reputable team, but funnier things have happened in the T20 format. These kids need to back themselves up. They've come up to this stage, and I hope they put up a fight. That's what I want to see here. Even a score of 150 can be competitive in this format. Got some bat on it. Edge behind the keeper towards the third man. They are able to come back for 2. Quite an interesting stance from the bowler perspective, going so much wider of the wicket, around the wicket, and sending it down into the off stumps. But I believe Shiv did pretty good on that occasion. That was his first delivery that he faced, and he was able to nudge it down the third man region and go for 2. Here we go again. Slightly straighter into the feet and nicely tapped into square leg region, and another 2. Yeah, it's quite a vacant field position at the moment for the left-hander in Shiv. They have a little bit more protection into the off for him. So he taps into the leg side, into the onside. It goes past the circle. That's an easy 2. And I think that's what he ought to keep doing. This one wayward, quite wayward, should be given as a wide, and it is. Blue skies, few scattered clouds, beautiful breeze. Yes, it's a warm day, long weekend, July 4th here in Chicagoland. Beautiful day for cricket. Taps it down the ground within the circle into the onside. Kennar being the fielder, I believe. And this has been a good over for Super Kings. 2 more deliveries to go, and they have already taken 7 off of the 4 from Amin Gilani, who's bowling his first. Yeah, this should be a relief. This should be a let-up for the 2 at the center with the bat. That is actually quite a good delivery right at the middle and the off, and going into the good length. Just a bit of a bat, tapping it down into the short third man. So that was the first dot delivery in this over. 1 should remain. Run rate being 3.9. This has been rather the most productive over from Super Kings' perspective. Amin Gilani. And this one is handsomely lofted into the fine leg region. Didn't really get a hold of it fully, but enough for them to be able to come back for 2. That should complete the 6th. Folks, 25 Super Kings for the loss of 3. Really good over for Super Kings. If I am able to see it properly, this may be yet another bowling change or from Babar Brothers against Super Kings. Yep, looks to be Muin Babar, the owner, the captain, coming in to bowl 7th for the inning. His first over, that is. And this should be from the southern end against the breeze. I keep telling you guys about the ends because if you're watching it live, it's hard to tell what's what, but the breeze happens to have quite a big impact here at this ground, here at this very moment. This end being against the breeze, and this one short and wide and nicely placed into the mid-wicket region from Mitansh, and they take a quick single. Here we go again, Muin to Mitansh. Or it should be Shivat, Perhaps this was just slightly faster right down the middle and just tap back, no run. Well defended though. But for a spinner, this was actually quite a pacey delivery as it seemed. Shorter into the off, taps it into the covers just past the circle. A comfortable single there for taking. These two kind of have it going between Shiv and Matanj, just trying to repair the innings, their campaign, being able to rotate the strike comfortably. They are communicating pretty good at the moment. Banged in, quicker, fuller into the off, misses the bat, misses the gloves as well from the keeper. No harm, no damage there. But yeah, if these two can stick around and perhaps up the run rate to at least maybe 6 and over, they should be able to come back into this game. It's driven down the ground, straight past the wicket, past the umpire. Comfortable single there. Yeah, these two looking slightly comfortable at the center right now in terms of being able to rotate the strike, but in this particular format they have some improvement to go or do. Short into the off, just able to defend it right down the track. I believe that should complete the over. Moeen given only 3 in his first. Super Kings 28 for the loss of 3 at the end of 7, run rate being 4.0. Another bowling change here from the northern end from Babar brothers. Ahmadullah Adil comes in to the attack, as we have seen quite a few bowling changes, all pretty much very productive from Babar brothers standpoint. Shiv is facing down the leg, drifting down the leg, off the pads, sends it down to the short fine leg. And did not run, so that was a dot delivery because it really only went barely beyond the circle and it was struck fairly good, meaning it didn't really take a whole lot of time for it to arrive to the fielder, and then the throw was pretty quick as well. This one slightly fuller into the off, taps it down the ground into the covers, and this time they are able to take a 1. Matanj should be on strike to face Ahmadullah Adil's third delivery off of his first over. Yeah, folks, just reminding you one more time, you want to watch an entertaining game mixed with international players at the BPL Stadium with the beautiful weather. Come on down. The first semifinal, 6 o'clock tonight. Shimmies down the track a little bit, tries to negate the line and length, is only able to scramble for 1. Slashing it into behind cover, or behind point rather. Beautifully struck, sounded good, pulled into the square leg region. Such a quick shot that it only renders 1 run, but it was a confident looking shot. Yeah, I feel these two feel that they need to up the tempo to be able to come back into this game. Run rate being 4 isn't really going to do much for the campaign, but inexperience, learning, and playing against a very experienced squad. So I'm not going to be too critical about these kids.
No, especially with me sitting beside you.
Absolutely not. I have to give them props for, again, just having the courage to be able to show up. Same team, same kids. They grew up from 13 age onwards, last 9 years, here at the BPL Stadium.
All part of their experience.
Yep. If this team wasn't the kids, Mirbhai, you've seen me, I would have been super critical. This one was well struck into the long on, and I believe that may have been the first boundary. So yeah, Mirbhai, as I was saying, if this wasn't the kids that we have grown and learned to love, I would have been super critical because it's, but I can't be 36 for 3.
No, you cannot, and you know, they know they're here for the experience, and that this is a great experience for these youngsters, and you know, they came out with a big heart, and to make it this far, I'm very pleased personally with their performance. The chips will fall where they may, but they're going to take this as one of the best experiences they've had so far.
Well said, well said. Experience, exposure, being able to cite this pacey deliveries and not just pace, but also spinners that are just far more experienced than these guys should only do good. This was nicely pulled into the mid-wicket, and that is the second boundary. That was a very, very good-looking shot. This makes Mirbhai very happy, and well struck from Mitansh. As I felt a couple of deliveries ago, he seemed to me a bit more comfortable than his partner in Shiv, who's also done pretty good for his 13 off of 10. So at the top of the 8th over, being bowled by Muin, who's bowling his second, a boundary has been conceded. Nicely played into the cow corner region. Only a single. In fact, this was behind square leg. I lost my sight in terms of what I'm seeing on the live feed versus what's happening down at the center. So my apologies. Slightly fuller into the off, and he cuts it. And take a quick one. Bangs in it slightly short. He did good, cutting it down into the short third man region and take a quick single. Taps it into the cover. He'll take a quick one. So rotation of the strike running between the wicket between these two has looked increasingly comfortable and good, and I think they're doing a wonderful job of rebuilding. Whether they fall short or are able to put up a competitive on-par score, that is yet to be told, but at this moment these two young lads at the center are doing a decent job. Well bowled, really well bowled from Muin Babar. Right into the pads, almost a Yorker length, and I believe that should complete the over. Number 9, I don't have figures in front of me. I lost my live feed for a second, so I'm relying on just looking at the center and bringing you the game. So I will update you guys in a bit, but I believe that is the end of the over. Indeed, the end of 9th, as I'm joined with my partner in crime in Shaz Latif, who has been bringing you an amazing commentary stint last couple of days here at the Liberty Cup. Welcome, Shaz.
Thank you very much, Sharik. It's always a pleasure to have you back in the booth. Reminiscent of our 9 sports tournament from last year, of course. A little bit cooler during that time, not in the scorching heat. But nonetheless, welcome to all our viewers who are out there watching live on Facebook or Crick Clubs or YouTube or whatever streaming opportunity you choose to use today. So it's going to be Kanar coming back. Kanar Lewis, who hit those massive sixes yesterday. See what he can do with the ball. He's been doing really well. He's only conceded 2 runs and taken 2 wickets already. And that's just as we say that, Shiv says no thank you. I'll let that one go by. It's been a great action here in the first game. Shashal Malung. I think Malung is the way he asked me to pronounce it. So he did, just Must Malung. Exactly. Just the Must Malung. Another delivery here. And this one, Shiv, no footwork there. Wasn't able to get a hold of that one. Be another dot ball. With Kanar here, holding the old adage of the West Indians, just massive human being who can just come with you with a lot of pace. And boy, can he hit. Dear God. Good thing those balls aren't live human beings, because he destroyed everybody in sight with those massive sixes yesterday. And we've got none other than Kamran Akvo here. He gives us a nice wave. Nice to see you here, Kavi. Joins us here on at the long off position. Or I guess for Shiv it would be long on. And he knows whenever we talk about him because he gives a big old smile to us. Another very good delivery, but he says that's going to be 1 for the over. So Sharik, we've seen a good matchup earlier today. We see these young BPL kids from the Super Kings. I think you've attested to this, Mir's attested to this, and for me, I'm just really proud of this team who said, we'll go with what we've got, and we want to play with the big boys. In all literal sense, the big boys. We're talking elites. I mean, Babar brother has, 3 international players, renowned international players. 4, if you really think about it, with some of these other players they've got. And another nice pull shot here from Shiv. Does he get? He goes right about just past about 45-ish, if you will. I think that's Jamin Patel out there. He recovers that and throws that right back. Just props to the kids, man. The young studs. The future of USA cricket, that I truly believe is in that dugout. And I was having a little chat with one of our umpires, Mushir Bhai, here on the side. I want to say, I'll paraphrase our conversation, just how he talked about, just don't let the moment get too big. And for them, just couldn't be more proud, and couldn't be more proud that there are homegrown kids. So kudos to you guys out there in the Super Kings. This one plays that onto the covers. Takes a single.
Yeah, Shah, so coming back to what you've just mentioned, despite my perceived bias to the home league and the BPL that I have been part of, what Super Kings have done, it really matters in terms of, look, there's a whole lot of cricket happening in the Chicagoland, and the pools have gotten wider and wider, bigger. You have the domestic, you have the league players, you have international players, and the kid Shashank, who happens to be the captain of the Super Kings for a couple of years. He could have gone out and recruited big guys, but he said, I am going to play with the guys that I have played with for the last few years. I don't care who the opposition is, and that matters to me a lot.
Absolutely. It's just nice to see, right? It's being built, not bought, right? That's I'll use my old basketball phrase. I'm one of those people who just personally don't like super teams. I am all for having level competition and let the chips fall where they may. But and that's why, again, I'll stop after this because I'll go on about this. There's a catch opportunity at the point, and it's off the hands of Kanar. Oh, there was an opportunity there.
Kanar grasped it.
He had it, but as the big man falls to the ground, felt the earth shake a little bit, but nonetheless, the ball came out. Just make sure Kennard doesn't hear this later on, and if he does, hopefully I'm very, very far away from the man. Very nice lofted shot. I don't think he got all of it. Yes, he doesn't. That is the end for Shiv. He must exit stage left. I think that's Sohail Khan out there. Just want to confirm. We're looking to see. Yep, that is Sohail Khan at long off. No mistakes whatsoever. Takes the catch. We'll talk, I would say, more of the Australian way.
All right, mate.
So if Julian was here, he would have I'm sure concurred with me on that one. Give Julian Calicor a quick shout out and his countrymen from Australia. So good intent for Shiv. Just came off from the bottom of the bat, just slightly. And Sohail Khan, no mistake whatsoever, takes it comfortably chest height. So for Shiv, it's exit stage left. Let's see who the new batsman comes in.
Your signature comment this season when batsmen get out, exit stage left.
Yes, indeed.
Like
I'm glad you picked up on that, Chef.
I did.
Shot this.
Looks like it's going to be Abdullah Khan coming in for the Kings. Right now, I'm actually being tortured between our production team and Mir Ali. I don't know what to do. I'm in a sandwich situation I do not want any part of.
Do what Mir says and you'll be okay.
No part of this conversation do I want to be a part of, ladies and gentlemen. I am making sure that's very clear out there to anybody that's watching. Here comes Abdullah. He tries to take a single and get off the zero real quick, Shark, but none to be found. I think that's, who's that, Shaji over there? I'm trying to see who that is.
Moeen, who's bowling his third. Excellent over thus far, taking a wicket. 3-dot deliveries. Super Kings 47 for the loss of 4. This one nicely tapped down into the third man region behind the circle. And there's only one for taking. So we have Abdullah Khan and Mitanj at the center, who's done good for his 13 off of 14. Against as big of a supporter we have sounded thus far in this inning for Super Kings. We do not want to take anything away from Babar brothers. They have played good. Bangs it in a little bit into the offside, taps it down the ground within the circle. There is no run there. Pretty well protected into that arc region.
Seems like he wants Mitanj is looking for a different bat out there. Hopefully he's got a 9 Sports one in the kit bag somewhere. Yet to be seen. There you go. Take a quick summary here, and as soon as I say that, our team says no thank you, Shaz. Stop talking. We'll wait for the next graphic to come up for us. There we go. So for Shonik, excuse me, just at 7. And we've got Mitanj, who's still out there at 13. Shiv had a good cameo at 18. And Mir Ali wins another argument. Color me surprised. Very nicely guided here. And is trying to get another rung is Mitanj, but Abdullah says no, it's probably a good idea, not testing the arm of Sohail Khan. That's not a good idea. So smart play from Abdullah. Just guided that ball, did he, out towards third man. So I'm going to be continuously bombarded here by our production team and Murali. So if you hear me screaming for help, please do send help, okay? Betange comes out, takes a few steps down the crease. Sends it out towards covers. That's none other than Kamran Akmal. Maybe you've got him a little bit there on the finger. Yep, there you see him shaking it off. Very nice delivery here from Amin. Very, very nice. Another dot ball. So the weather, the humidity playing a little bit of a factor here. Pace of the game slightly slower than what we would normally expect in a T20, but nonetheless, seems like we talked about this with Sohail Tanvir in his interview about just making sure you're hydrated, learning how to play at a certain pace. Another very good delivery, but there's a chance. Shaji camps underneath it, and he makes the catch. Very nicely done. And that will be an out. And Mitansh, that will be the end of his innings for the day. 13 off of 19. Time for him to exit stage left. Wait for a new batsman to come in. And we'll be back here in a quick second. There you see it. He got the top end of the bat. Went straight up. Mid-on makes no mistake about it. Just past the 30 circle, dives, and makes sure he hangs onto it this time. It's a little bit of a controversial call on the last catch that he made out towards point, where we talked about just maybe not completing the catch all the way, but nonetheless, it was the umpire's call, and that's whose opinion matters the most. But this time, he makes sure he hangs onto it, doesn't just throw it back. So, learning from their experience, even the Babar brothers. And I'm being reminded that I have a match that I'm sure Amaya will be umpiring, so just be careful with my words. So Amin will continue on. He's got a wicket, 3 dot balls, only conceding 1 run off the over. So a great over from him. And it's going to be Raj who comes in for the Super Kings. Raj, a young man, very good with the bat, very quick between the wickets. Must be nice to have those young legs, guys. And that will be a dot ball. So that completes over number 12. It's the Super Kings at 49 for a loss of 5. Moin Babar coming back. Moin's done very well so far, of course. The captain of the Babar brothers. This one's going to be given a wide. And it goes off. I think that's Ahad's hands. Yes, indeed. That's got to hurt. There's a reason why not many people want to be wicket keepers, right, Mir?
Especially tall people.
And he comes back with a zinger on me. He says, especially tall people. Mir, keep those zingers for the stumps, not for me, please.
Every time they go off, I seem to go off with them.
Yeah.
It reminds me, time for the zinger.
Speaking of zingers and sandwiches, go check out Shahi Nahari, of course. Also got some good, delicious food out there. A little bit of an unorthodox swing from Raj. Looked like he tried to get his hands extended but was not able to do so. Another very quick delivery from Moin. See if he gets a hold of one of those loopy deliveries, those flighted deliveries. This time still very well played. Goes out towards the point region. Takes a single. This will bring Abdullah up. Abdullah, who can hit it with the best of them. He's got some massive power. See if he's got the ability to stay at the crease for a long time. That's usually what his Achilles heel has been, if you will. You know, he's got tremendous power. He can hit it long, but staying at the crease and building the innings, that's what his team needs right now. And currently sitting at 52. Got to get to at least 100 to give yourself even a fighting chance of a defense, and more than anything else, just some confidence on your own side. Bit of a loopy delivery, slower pace from Moin. So expecting to see that shooter here sometime soon, where he zips that ball at Yorker length. Goes out towards square leg. Simple single. Noman Khan giving Studio 7 a shout out for the camera work and just the coverage. So thank you, Noman. Much appreciated. This time Raj takes it out into the covers. Takes a single. And that will complete over number 13. Super Kings 54 for 5. Wazir, I see you asking the question, who will the United 11 be facing in the semis? We'll get you that update here in a second. Don't have that right in front of me, but we'll get you that, so hang tight. Here we go, Christopher comes back, and a bounce delivery, given a wide from both umpires immediately. Christopher looks as if, like, what do you want me to do? I'm a big guy. What do you want me to do? Christopher, I understand. I can relate to you. If anybody here in this booth can, it would be me.
Missing the arm?
Just the only difference is he's got a cannon. I've got nothing. This one eats up Raj, gets off his body. Just take a look at that delivery on that replay. So Zaire, to answer your question, the United 11 will play Midwest tonight here at the BPL Stadium. So come on down. I'd like to see you here. Here we go from Christopher again. This time, no wide given. I think Raj ducked on his own on that one. Some serious pace coming from Christopher. Some serious bounce being picked up, Sharik, from the good length. Man, this is, if you're the Super Kings, you got to look to pull that somehow, some way. You got to stand your ground. I know easier said than done, especially we're sitting out here, but you can't let these dots go by. Very nice delivery again, very straight. Bat came on straight, but late. Luckily for Raj, no nick. Oh, Christopher's just playing at them at this point in time. So had him going back. He was trying to pull that. You could tell he tries to just give himself some additional room off the leg. But Christopher pulls the proverbial string and gets a slower delivery right over the stumps. There's an opportunity here again. Oh, he wasn't walking with the bowler. Standard technique, standard basics of cricket. He didn't walk with the bowler, did mid-on, and that cost him an opportunity for another wicket here. And luckily for the Babar brothers, no harm done on the overthrow as well. So back up there. See if Christopher goes back to his pace. Yorker length. Oh, just short of that. And that will complete the over. So Christopher with a great over. Only concedes one off the bat, one off the wide. And that will conclude over number 14. Super Kings 56 for a loss of 5.
Distance matter, as they say, Shaz. A walk in from the circle with the bowler a yard and a half would have rendered it having been caught right in the pouch. Not to be on that occasion, but nonetheless, Christopher has bowled amazingly well. Here's a quick look at the numbers from a scorecard perspective. Pick up the batter at the center for me, Matanch and Shiv. For that particular duration, at the moment right now, we have Abdullah Khan joined by Raj, trying to make something out of this game. Currently, obviously, they're reeling, 56 for the loss of 5. And at the moment, not a whole lot going for them, but once again, they are up against quite an attack. You could, I mean, Muin Babar can have 7, 8 different bowlers interchangeably change from either end throughout the game, and he will not be bothered by it.
Absolutely not. And when you say multiple bowlers, and here you go, you have Sohail Khan coming back to start his third. And how do you like that if you're the Super Kings? You go from Christopher to Sohail Khan. Doesn't get any easier.
No, it does not. Tries to go for it, doesn't get the bat on it, goes straight to the keeper or the slip perhaps. But yeah, Sohail Khan in his second innings in his life has come off as a batter lately more than a bowler.
Absolutely.
But nonetheless, he's been an effective all-rounder here in this Liberty Cup campaign.
And might I also add, probably one of the most nicest people I've ever met. There's an opportunity for Ahmadullah Adil, just out of his long reach. The lanky Afghani, just not lanky enough on that opportunity, but limits it to a single.
Lanky lad, you must mean, from the county cricket commentary analogy.
Yeah. You know me too well, Sharik. And there's a really loud nick, and immediately Raj knows his innings come to an end here with a bat. So this time, Raj, sorry to say, but it is exit stage left.
Professionalism, Shaz. He nicks and he walks. Does not look at the umpire.
Yes, indeed. They're teaching him well here from the BPL Academy. Learn to respect the game, right? He knows it. He walks out. And unfortunately for the Super Kings, they're down 6 now. And for the experienced Sohail Khan, wicket number 2 in his pocket. Take a look at that replay. Yep, good length. Offs. He should have just left that ball alone.
He backed away, seemed to be in two minds, and at the end kind of hung his bat out. His body language, if you see the stance, it was backing towards the leg stump, and then at the last second, he attempts to do a cut, ends up only nicking it, goes straight to the keeper, and easy picking.
So it looked like he was like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like he was trying to see middle, but Sohail Khan went off stump, and it's never a good idea when you're falling away from the ball and you're trying to swing at it. You're never going to get enough power on there to do anything. Another dot ball here from Sohail Khan. Perhaps the haircut for Sohail, giving a little bit more aerodynamic approach in his run-up. The Pashtun pacer, as he was known. Gives up a single here, and a great over for Sohail Khan. Finishes it off with a wicket. So at the end of 15, 5 overs left to go, Super Kings. It's now or never. Get to that 100 at the very least to defend yourself and give yourself a chance. Super Kings at 59 for a loss of 6.
Yes, interesting, Shaz. Without getting too intricate and deep into the technological debate of the surface, I've seen Sohail Khan being able to sort of shape it in and shape it out.
And
multiple occasions.
And we saw that earlier in the morning game too with Sohail Tanvir, right? Like it just being, and this is just goes back to just the level of training, the execution, the skill that these men possess. Just being able to on demand, it seems like, right? We live in an on-demand world. Uber Eats, Amazon, next day delivery, same day delivery, for God's sake. These gentlemen have that ability to make that ball do what they want it to do.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned the difficult and uncommon stance of his. In the cricketing world, he's known as wrong-footed. But the slingy action, the movement, the pace at which he rotates his arm, as a batter, I don't know how people pick him. It's really non-traditional.
Very non-traditional. But it works for them, right?
Yeah.
It works for him. That's all that matters. Nice cover drive here. You almost feel like now the Babar brothers kind of understand the pace of this game and really stifling the Super Kings. And it almost seems like it's at their mercy now if they want to just finish this off as quickly as possible.
Shaz, you did a wonderful job speaking to Sohail Tanvir at the end of the last game. I'll come back to it in a second after this delivery. Wow, short and wide, no contact made. To me, he seems like a pretty humble, soft-spoken guy who tried to give you the analogy as to why they didn't progress further without putting down the teammates of his, as in, guys, these guys work during the week and then play during the weekend, different ball game. I enjoyed that conversation.
No, I enjoyed my time with Sohail, not just in that interview, even outside, just chatting with him. Such a humble person. Talked to me about just, there's a nice shot here, slapped away. Does it have enough to get to the boundary? No, it doesn't. Dies out just about 10 feet prior to. That Moeen Babar sprints out there into the covers, grabs it, slings it back. And Sohail Tanvir talked to, on the first day when I met him, when they originally landed, he talked about, working hard even if you don't have all the skills. And that right there kind of told me all I need to know about him and what his approach was. And absolutely, that's a sign of a great leader, a great captain, and just having that respect for your fellow teammates where, you understand what their capabilities are and the fact that they're giving it their all. Just to, it just speaks volumes towards the respect he has for his team. So, absolutely, just an amazing human being.
Another
And
swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. And that ball was in the slot actually for Neil. He could have had that one, just misses it.
Yes, the never say die mantra for those players that have been in and out their entire career for the last 20 years and still are putting in effort. Look at Suhail Khan and his physique and fitness. Look at Suhail Tanveer.
Nicely flicked over a deep square. Ahmedullah, great fielding. Picks it off with one hand and rifles it back. Very nicely done by Ahmedullah Adil out there in the deep. Amin giving him a hand, much appreciated. And it could be, it could work both ways, right, Sharik? Right now, you've got a very comfortable containment of the Super Kings if you're the Babar brothers team. Can't get Lazadezical out there. You can't give up. You can't give any additional opportunities to these young guns for the Super Kings.
Before you had joined us, Shaz, I was noticing something little untraditional from Amin Glani's delivery standpoint, how wide he goes off the stumps. But he's had a good day so far, completing his third, having conceded 17, picking up a wicket. 66 for the loss of 6. Towards the latter part of the inning and the campaign of the qualifier 2 between Super Kings and Babar Brothers here at the BPL Stadium, Liberty Cup 2022. Super Kings find themselves in a bit of a bother against an esteemed, experienced set of players in Babar Brothers. They are currently at 66 for 6. 4 overs to go, but just like you said, Shaz, even from the bowling team perspective, you just can't sit comfortably and be like, okay, so what? If they score 130, we'll be able to get it. From their standpoint, they ought to be able to contain them under 100 easily.
Yeah, never a good idea to play down to your competition in any means, in any sport. And I don't expect that will be the case with the Babar brothers, being led by Jamin Patel, Moeen Babar in the local side, and you've got, Sohail Khan, Kamran Akmal, Kanar Lewis. So there's a nice ball here from Adil. One thing you'll notice, Sharik, about Adil, first of all, again, also a very nice guy. Made sure he reminded me to remind everybody that he's the only Afghani here. So there you go, Adil. I did my job. You can zell that money over anytime you like. Comes back for his other delivery. Very nicely played. I think he's got just enough of it. Does it go over? Oh, just lost in the sun for Kamran Akmal. And he lost it over on the square side, deep square, and that is gone for a boundary. So I believe that's going to be given a 4. Yes, indeed. And welcome boundary here for the Super Kings.
And the replay.
Take a look at that. Nicely done. Good shape. Didn't get all of it, but utilizing the elements at this point in time. You see Kamran Akmal just shading himself.
Shaz, I reckon it may have happened to you once or twice when you're trying to protect your face versus being able to make the catch.
Absolutely.
The sun. It's a tough call.
It's a tough call. It absolutely is. And more than anything else, you're looking to preserve your head. It's not a fun feeling when you get hit in the hand, let alone your head, with a cricket ball, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
Bangs it in slightly short into the off, cuts it into the short third man, take a quick single.
It's a good fight here from the Super Kings, not giving up by any means. Still have Neil, still have Abdullah, Shashank, the captain, who's also out there. And this one goes as an opportunity. And just as we say that, goes out towards third man region, just underneath short third man, and that will be a out. So that ends Neil's first innings here. So he must exit stage left. Played for 4 runs off of 7. 71 for 7. One final delivery in the 17th. We'll be back in a second.
Shaz, we happen to have a gentleman sitting in between us who has his heart into this brand, especially the youth. And I don't blame him from having sort of a sad face right now, because he just absolutely loves these kids, and no other league in the Chicagoland area has done what BPL has done at the inception level. Not when they got big, at the inception level in 2011 or 2010. And he's not talking that much right now, and I appreciate him.
Yeah, I see the sad look on Mir Ali's face right now, rightfully so. Fatherly figure to the young BPL squad here. And he's giving me a side-eye look like, stop talking right now, Shaz, before I say something on the mic. So I'll...
Well, I will intrude if I may. This team that's playing right now, Super Kings, first of all, they're not at full strength because half of the team is playing minor league right now, with the likes of Kevin, Mohith, Ved, Jamin. These kids can really play, and they've shown that talent on the field with the best of the best. But nevertheless, it's not about winning every time. It's about the experience that these kids are having right now, playing with the likes of these international players. And that in itself is a reward. And, they're going to learn, they're learning, and they're going to improve.
Good words of wisdom from fatherly Mir Ali for the BPL kids, however, from the Super Kings. And you're absolutely right, Mir, as the 17th over comes to a conclusion here. It's experience is the best teacher, in my opinion. I believe that's always been the case. When you have the experience to be able to play with these international players, with or against, you're going to pick up on something. You're going to learn. And that's the whole point of Liberty Cup 2022. It's the whole point of bringing these international stars from Pakistan, from the West Indies, to be able to teach these young kids, just like this opportunity is presenting itself, to teach them what it takes to succeed at an international level, to be able to learn, to be able to pick up on those key attributes and ensure they continue their progression.
Right on, Shaz. There's no room for complacency in this beautiful game of cricket. The only path to betterment is to be challenged more and more, day in, day out, day in, day out. It's a thankless job. It's a tough taking. It's a tough going, but that's the only way for our kids to actually grow and get exposed and be more comfortable against other experienced batters. So we have starting of the 18th over. Samir and Abdullah at the center from Super Kings. Our score ticker should get updated momentarily. It is Christopher back again to bowl his 4th to finish out his spell, who's had a wonderful spell, having conceded 6 only. Fuller into the middle, taps it down the ground into the short covers just around the circle. Kanar being the fielder, I believe they scrambled for 1.
As we are getting towards the latter part of the first innings in our game number 2 here today, I'd like to just quick remind everybody that we've got another match here in the evening. It'll be Midwest Cricket Club versus the United 11. And then tomorrow we'll have a semifinal as well. So tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you're going to come out tonight, we always want you to, make sure you save some time for tomorrow as well. We're going to have some amazing food here, thanks to Sabri Nihari, and a nice uppercut swing, and that goes out towards the boundary, and a 4 off the bat of Samir. I believe that's Samir Mehta, if I'm not mistaken, part of Sandeep Mehta and family, part of Midwest Cricket Club.
And also product of the BPL Academy.
And Mir likes to point out, also part of the BPL. I thought that was a given, considering he plays for the Super Kings.
But don't let his dad get all the credit. He did come from our academy.
So Sandeep, if you're listening, that was me or not me. you you get credit for very little, and that might be given a wide. Yes, indeed it is. So Christopher trying to get a little bit more pace. So if you're in the area tomorrow, please make sure you come on down to the stadium to catch the final. We're going to have some amazing food from Sabri. They're the sponsors for tomorrow evening's dinner. Yes, you heard that right. Sabri Nihari. We've got dinner from them. So save some room. Come on down. Bring some bug spray. Do yourself a favor. Because Sharik, myself, are getting bit. Mir's just sitting in between in front of the fan, hogging everything, as usual. So.
And rightfully so. You forget you are at the BPL Cricket Stadium, right?
And he humbly reminds me real quick of where I am in the totem pole. Thank you, Mir.
What? स्पीकर लगा हुआ है क्या बाहर? नहीं ये तार के रखा है. अच्छा ओह वहाँ से क्या आवाज़ आ रही है? पढ़ाई है मॉनिटर कर रहा हूँ.
Christopher to Samir. Bangs it in. Fuller into the leg. He plays off the pads, down the ground into the onside. There is only one for the taking, and we should have one more delivery to go in this Christopher's last over, and he has been phenomenal from the numbers perspective, conceding 13 only. Here we go. Christopher to Abdullah. Fuller into the off. Taps it down in behind point beyond the circle, and very quick and good running.
Get a replay of that real quick. I want to show something if I caught something right, if I saw that right. Sharik, I want you to see this, see if Christopher and Abdullah have a little glare at each other as he crosses Christopher.
Stare down.
This slight stare down, and they're still conversing in the middle of the pitch. Oh, that's awesome. Take a look real quick. See if we can capture this. There you see Jamin, he goes right past him. And there's Johnny on the spot, Sohail Khan. Oh, I think I don't think we got it from that angle, but it's there was definitely something there. I don't know who initiated it, if it was there.
Because he's not coming back, obviously.
He just tells the non-striker, "Watch your boy." No, that's awesome.
That was quite entertaining to see a younger lad be able to stand up and have a word in all, civility, the spirit of the game. I am fully proponent of the fact that batter can talk to the bowler and bowler as well. As long as you don't cross the line, there's got to be some sort of a competitive exchange on some stages of the game. And I kind of enjoyed it. We don't know what was said at the middle, Shaz, but
No, I wish I knew.
I'll find out shortly.
waiting for Mirbhai to install stump mics so that we can have that aspect of the
We
entertainment.
have those. We're just not used to it.
Got it.
Here we go. Jamin comes in. Nicely pulled. It sounded very nice coming off the middle of the bat for Samir. B2 runs here. You talk about that competitive spirit. It's as this is a competitor, right? You always have that fire burning. It just takes that one little spark, and they can just set you off in a good way. And there's an opportunity for Ahmadullah Adil, and he makes no mistake. Comfortable catch. And Samir Mehta's innings come to an end. It goes for 9 off of 6 deliveries. Samir, hate saying this, but exit stage left. Wait for the new batsman to come in, Shark.
Shaz, that's the experience. You saw the flighted loopy delivery, inciting him into playing exactly where his fielder was posted. That's the experience. Bowling with a plan. Got the better of the better at this stage in his very first over, second delivery in fact, and he is the guy who went berserk yesterday along with Kennard Lewis at the Commissioner's Park.
Nice catch by Ahmadullah Adil. And you know it's always going to be Ahmadullah Adil because all you got to do is look for those bright fluorescent orange shoes. You'll always be able to pick him out in the field. Yeah, very Rashid Khanish. I wonder where he got that from. Adil, a very nice guy as well. No, honestly, everybody that I've met here in this tournament, it's been very nice to just have a genuine conversation. Nothing boastful, nothing exaggerant or anything of, hey, I don't want to talk to you, or just in general with even fans, forget staff like you and myself, but just great atmosphere, great competition, and more importantly, the spirit of cricket continues to live on very well here in Bolingbrook, thanks to the BPL. 9 Sports, Studio 7 coverage. There's Jamin again. Oh, that comes off the bat very slowly. Kennard trying to place a football/soccer out there. What a shot from Abdullah. A massive 6. Wow. Cracking sound from the willow. Goes dead back over the batter's eye. On the fly, past the hill. And that is a maximum.
Shot of the inning for me, shows.
Absolutely. That was time. Supremely timed. Take a look at this replay. Boom. Perfectly in his arc. Just picks it up as soon as it hits the turf right there. And that high finish. There he goes again. There he goes again. We talked about it.
That was
We
beautiful.
talked about this kid's prowess. He's got tremendous power. Shows it on display. Takes it over a cow corner. And Loku's out there. That's Sohail Khan patrolling that boundary. Not afraid.
Gutsy, courageous. Gets in the stride, backs himself up, and middles it.
Middles it
What a
solidly.
beautiful swing.
3 away from getting at least 100 on the board. Getting a confidence boost for themselves. It goes again towards square this time. Doesn't get all of it. Hustling back for 2. Is there an opportunity for a stop? Oh, just over the keeper's head. A good throw from the deep.
Good running, good running.
Looks like it was from Christopher. And that will complete over number 19. It takes the Super Kings to 99. Just 1 away from 100. And hopefully continuing on forward. So 19 completed. Death over coming up. Super Kings at 99 for 8.
Good intent, good courage, good backing himself up, taking it on. Doesn't matter what stage. Under par, below par, on par, doesn't matter. You see it, you hit it. And that's exactly what he did. Shifting focus very quickly to you and Mirbhai with a quick bet, non-monetary bet, in terms of who's going to open from Babar Brothers alongside Karmanak. We'll come back to it in a second. Rising delivery into the off. Didn't even attempt to swing at it. He was going to go for a cut or a slash. No contact made. Down the leg this time, hitting him on the pad. Given right away, 0 hesitation from the umpire at the center. For my liking, it might have gone down the leg just a little bit, but umpires have the better sight. Some calls being made for the reviews as we are equipped with the third umpire and the technology. Might as well use it, but it literally looked to have straight down the leg for me.
At this point in time, Mirbhai, as much as you want them to take a review, the 10 seconds are over. I apologize.
Yeah.
And just know I'm not getting any joy in rubbing this in.
The team owner sitting here with the third umpire. I call for a review.
Mir Ali with the executive decision. Take a look at that replay real quick. Here we go. Pitching out. Let's take a look. Take it down. Nope, that's pitching in line, and that's absolutely going in. That's absolutely an out.
That leg stump.
That is absolutely an out. Well done, Sohail Khan.
Straight down the leg.
That was straight on the leg stump.
Paw tie.
There we go. That's the 100 up for the Super Kings. Valiant effort here. Another delivery here. It goes out towards third man. So there you see it again. Sohail Khan having a little chat with Abdullah. I think one Pathan to another out there. Oh, it's direct hit onto the stumps. Shashank going a little bit wide.
Shaz, after a long time, this has been a pretty entertaining, fun aspect for us three at the com box. Sort of like Ian Smith, Michael Hussey, Ricky Ponting.
Yeah,
It's been banter and it's been entertaining to be
it's
able
always
to bring this
good.
game to you guys.
Absolutely, it's always good to have everybody here. And I think more than anything else, our viewers really enjoy it, right? Just being able to have multiple personalities. You know, you've got Mirbhai, who just, I'll just leave that one alone. And yourself and I, Sharik.
Yeah, he speaks, he drops words of wisdoms shortly and timely, but he's at the center, and it's entertaining when we sit together. Like you said, the entertainment from the community perspective has to be based on communication, conversation, banter, a little bit of back and forth, as opposed to just bringing the game to you verbatim. Anybody can do that solo.
Absolutely. Sohail Khan with his final delivery. Oh, well done by Shashank. Just gets it. Just gets it. Just gets bat on ball. Hey, guess what, Shashank? You could say, oh, Sohail Khan goes for the stump. Oh, there's two people. There's two of them at one end. So comedy of errors in running between the wickets. And Sohail Khan does get his final wicket, and that will end it. But guess what? Shashank, you can always say you got to run off of Sohail Khan, young man. That's something to put in your back pocket and hang on to. So that concludes the innings for the Super Kings. It's going to end at, I believe, we're waiting for the score to update real quick. And there it is, 104. So Super Kings end at 104. Been bowled out at 10. And 20 overs complete. So at this point in time, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here shortly to start the second half of the innings. So stay tuned. Stay hydrated in this hot weather. And if you're coming down, come say hi. See you soon on the other side. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, to start the second innings of match number 2 here of the day. The Super Kings putting up a score of 104. So essentially for the Babar brothers, they need to chase 105. They've got 20 overs to do it. Need just under a run a ball. Let's see what happens. As it's going to be Shaji along with Gamran Akmo coming out to bat. Looks like it's going to be Raj with the ball first for the Super Kings. Some very deep batting available for the Babar brothers at their disposal. For the Super Kings, all these guys can flat out run. They can flat out field and hustle. So this should be fairly interesting to see how it goes. Got Shashank out. Currently looking at deep square leg-ish as he has a conversation. He's out right now. He's not fielding. It's going to be Jocelyn who takes his place. So here we go. First delivery coming from Raj. And it'll be Shaji to face. Good delivery. Takes it out towards Gully. Dot ball to start. Tarvar doing the wicket keeping for the Super Kings. He's got Abdullah Khan next to him in the slip. Nicely hit by Shaji. Takes it towards a third man. And that will be a 1 bounce 4. So immediately the Babar brothers start off their innings with a boundary. And now a third man will be taken here by the Super Kings. It's going to be Jassim, who comes out that way. And Fine Leg comes into the circle. So deep square, a third man in the power play. Good delivery from Raj. Shaji misses it. Field change happening again. He takes square leg a little bit wider. That'll be a wide. So if you're the Babar brothers team, you're going to try to make sure you don't lose any early wickets. A great shot back. Good fielding by the Super Kings, giving it another dot ball. So Shaji has faced all the deliveries so far. Last delivery of the first over coming into play. Shorter delivery, but that's going to be wide. Some good enthusiasm being shown by the Super Kings out in the field. Talking, staying loud, ensuring they keep Raj going in the right direction. They're going to need some wickets. They're going to need some early power play wickets. Good delivery, very good delivery. Shaji misses it, and that will conclude over number 1. So at the end of 1, I believe that is the over. Is there 1 left? Yes, there is 1 left. I apologize. So quick clips will be updated here shortly. Good delivery, but better stroke from Shaji's bat. He drives that out, and that will lead to a 4. So 2 deliveries that went for 2 boundaries in that over. At the end of 1, Babar brothers at 9 for none. Just giving himself some room, did Shaji, and just driving that ball out to the offside. Very nicely played. It's going to be young Jasim coming in for the Super Kings. He'll take his first delivery, and it's going to be facing Kamran Akmal. Nicely played by Kamran. Takes it over to square. See if they want to run back for 2. Yes, they will. Comfortable 2 runs taken. Was in the dugout between the innings, during the inning break. Got a chance to just speak to Kamran Akmal real quick. Seems like he was ready to go. Intently focused. Very nicely defended. Third delivery from Johnson. This is full toss, and it gets just towards mid-on, and that will lead to a dot ball. A very delivery off towards the pads. Kamran Akmal picks it up super easy, flicks it out towards deep square leg, and that will be 2 runs added on for the Babar brothers. So very easy balls for Kamran Akmal's caliber player to pick up if you're going to bowl anywhere down leg side. That's just asking for trouble. So if you're Jasim, got to try to keep that on the offside and take your chances there. Right now you do have a long off in play, so that'd be your best bet. That's where you want to go And a third bat in play as well. Good delivery, very good delivery from Jassim. That's what he's looking for. Goes directly over the stumps for a dot ball. It's going to be given a wide. A little too much swing on that one from Jassim. Another wide ball from the Super Kings. So it looks like a little bit of the pressure possibly building up here for Jassim. But nonetheless, it's still got to play. You got a good breeze coming across the field now. Going in a diagonal direction. So from Karman Akmal's view, extra cover will definitely be wind assisted. This time he pulls it over to a square towards deep mid wicket. Gets out there. Does he have enough for a boundary? Just dies out. No, that is going to be given a boundary. So 4 coming off the over on that one at the end. It's the Babar brothers, 18 for nothing at the end of 2. Raj coming back into the attack for the Super Kings. He'll continue on. Go over the wicket as a left-hander, and that is smacked by Shaji. Goes directly towards deep point, and that is a maximum. Great shot from Shaji, goes directly over, and a 6 coming off Shaji's bat. Let's take a look at that replay. Just gets out, leans into it, and deposits it over the boundary. They lead to a dot ball. Looked like Shaji didn't get all of it, just kind of pounded that directly back into the ground. The run rate getting lower for the Babar brothers at this point in time, only 4.5 needed. Started off at roughly around 5.3. See if Raj goes back to a varied pace. A very nice ball. Missed by Shaji. I think that goes directly into the inside thigh pad. A good dot ball here from Raj, who's got some serious pace, ladies and gentlemen. He's generating some pace. And with this, he's going to have to get some variations in there as well. One man on the opposing side that he can look to. Take a look at Amadullah Ado. Take a look at Christopher. Take a look at Sohail Khan. Fuller delivery gets out towards mid-on, and that will be a single. Now with Kamran Akmal coming up, the fielders will switch sides. Slight confusion as to where they want Jassim right now. Still within the power play, so only 2 fielders can be outside of the 30. You've got Jassim over at fine leg, and you've got another fielder out towards deep mid wicket. Kamran Akmal pulls it to square, gets it. Does he have enough to get past the boundary? Yes, he does. And fortunately for the Super Kings, unable to get that boundary to be stopped. So that is 4 off of Kamran Akmal's bat, and a very nicely timed shot. Take a look at that. That's just elegance right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the side view. Boom. Just rocks back, gets onto the back foot, gets the ball through the line. Nice delivery from Raj. This time it goes towards goalie. Quick running between Shaji and Kamran, and that will lead to a single. So that completes over number 3. The Babar brothers pacing currently at 10, 30 for none. Kamran Akmal will retain strike as he took a single on the last delivery of Raj's over. So Jassim comes back here for the Super Kings, and a wicket here would be a welcome sight and possibly a momentum builder here for the Super Kings. Plays it out towards leg. There's an opportunity. Yes, there it is. There it is. Jassim gets Kamran Akmal's wicket. That young man will remember this for a long, long time. I'm sure of it. There's that celebration. And that is the end for Kamran Akmal. He goes for 13 off of 8. Unfortunately for him, it is time to exit stage left. See who the next batsman comes in for the Babar brothers. What a moment for the young man. I'm sure he'll remember this for as long as he plays cricket, that he was able to take a wicket of an international cricket player. And no mistake there. That was, I believe it was Muhammad Fahad out there at mid-wicket, who was able to just gather that ball with no issues. Very good catch. Just extends his hands and He's able to capture on. And it's going to be Kabir who comes in for the Babar brothers.
Shabash, Jasim.
There you see our own Mira Lee cheering on the Super Kings. A good wicket here within the power play. Does this build momentum for the Super Kings? Can they ride this out? Get a few more wickets to drop. Could be anyone's game after that. Let's see. Crazier things have happened in the game of cricket. And a bounce or just... Wow, okay.
Not only Chris Powell has the bounce, Jasim does too.
No, Jasim does have some bounce, absolutely.
Shabash, good bowling, beta.
I think that caught Kabir by surprise there on the bounce. Yeah, very nice York. Very nice York here from Jasim. Nice slash here. Goes out towards deep backwards point. Is that enough? No, just, oh, great fielding out there. Saves the ball from going over the boundary. Good running between the wickets still, and a slight overthrow, but good backup there. That will lead to 3 runs, I believe. Just want to make sure. I think it's 2 runs. 2 runs.
Shabash.
Be given a wide. So as I welcome Shark back into the booth. Shark, I know it's been a good display here from the Super Kings. Aggression on the field, even with the ball. Excuse me. No lost opportunities so far. Young kids are holding their own.
Thank you, Shaz. I am super stoked, excited. Fuller into the off, defends it right back to the bowler. Coming back to your point, Shaz, to me, that is a lot to take away. Think about it. Jasim having picked up a wicket of Kamran Akmal. Sensational Pakistani international / PSL, known for his hard hitting. What Jasim takes away today, he got his wicket. And nothing is better than that in terms of the game development. The idea was right, but it swung away quite a bit, Shaz. What is the breeze doing here? You saw it swung about a foot away from where it dipped and landed. Idea is right in this particular format. You go wideish and you go fuller. And make the batter go for it as opposed to bowling it into the body line. But this one, a bit wayward. Nonetheless, for Super Kings to have kept Babar brothers at the run rate of 8 at the end of the 4th, that's something.
No, absolutely. Good fielding by the Super Kings. This time, Kabir just absolutely smacks that ball. And that was absolutely smacked. And that goes for a 4. So over towards deep backwards point. Nice slap. We'll call that just a slap, if you will, because that's what it sounded like. And nice way for the over to conclude. They do lose a wicket, that of Kamran Akmal. At the end of 4, it's the Babar brothers at 36 for 1.
Get some real food. Shaz, you mentioned the word slap. Last delivery, last over. I am pretty sure, given how big of a cricket buff you are, you're aware of Professor and Barney show from Australia, the Downland Under. If you haven't watched the episode of Isha with Ian Smith, I suggest that you do. It is extremely hilarious, hysterical commentary bit.
I have not, but I will make sure I do assign myself that homework assignment here tonight. I got to be back here bright and early for the semifinal tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to capture that tonight. Raj with a very nice delivery.
That's
flighted.
the way to start the over, in it.
Very nicely flighted delivery on that one. So give a quick shout out to my wife out there, Maria Qazi Latif. Appreciate her not calling me a bunch of times now, knowing I'm at the cricket ground. And that'll be a very good ball here from Neil.
She's what, Shaz? My home city homie?
She is definitely, yeah, you know what, I'm not even getting into that. Don't like it when you guys both gang up on me, so I'm just going to leave that be.
Wonderful human being for letting you spend as much time as you do here at the cricket ground.
Hey, as Sohail Tanvir said, a very nice shot. There's opportunity, possibly nobody out there. One bounce 4, that will clear the boundary. Shaji making it look easy at this point in time, and that is a 4. If you're the Super Kings, you wonder, you're going to make a little slight rotation of the field. I know you're still within the power play. And just as we see that, yes, indeed, long off comes out.
Yeah, we were having a bit of a chat offline in terms of if I were Muin Babar, who would I have sent in to chase down 100? Kamran with Kenar? Sent it down the ground into the long on for just a 1. Plenty of records have been made here at the Liberty Cup, Shah's. One that I am keen on seeing is the ability to chase down quicker than you should. That is what I had in mind. I mean, obviously, they've got the game under control, but you wonder if you can go on and chase 100 under 7 overs. Something like that.
You would think so, but you know, if you're the Babar brothers, there's absolutely no rush, right? There's no reason to try to be aggressive and at that point play in the hands of the Super Kings, because you don't want to use that aggression against yourself by any means. So take what you can. Just in my opinion, at this point in time, no reason to take any risky shots, because you just can literally ride this out and win. Just as we say that, Kabir just plays a solid defense. So if you're the Babar brothers, yes, you know you've got a very good chance of taking this home.
Besides that boundary, Shaz, I think Neil had a pretty good over against the likes of Shaji and Kabir.
Absolutely. I mean, his flighted delivery, his slight variations between his line, you know, causing a little bit of dancing out there in the crease. And this time, just uses those wrists, flicks it over towards fine leg, and that will roll over for a 4. Nicely hit by Kabir. Very
Effortless.
nicely done. Very exactly. You know what, Shark? You know, I love. You know, you know me. Batting is. I love batting. Like that's who I am. I'll always relate to it. Take a look at this replay. Just that ease, just that flick. Just
Touch and go.
It's the elegance of just those subtle movements at the crease. There you see, go down, pull the leg back just slightly, give yourself enough room so you don't hit your pads. Just guide that ball and just say, thank you, I'll take another on the next one.
And a lightning quick outfield helped his cause. Mirbai, landscaping, 5-star.
Definitely the grounds crew doing a superb, absolutely superb job out here at the BPL Stadium. There's a lot of effort that goes into it, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of maintenance just all year round, especially during the cricket season. It's the BPL grounds crew who's got, you know, the likes of Masato, you've got Suki, you've got Okari. Like, these guys just work non-stop at the ground to continue to make sure it's available for tournaments like this, where you have to have the ground in absolute perfect condition.
Shaz, it's a thankless job.
Absolutely.
Outside of feasibility from a monetary perspective, maintaining and the continuity of maintenance is a thankless job in this game, in this region, where weather, you know, super unpredictable.
And those are the unsung heroes, in my opinion. Very nice delivery. Very good York here from Jasim.
I love that. It landed on the feet and it sort of shaped away and got him at the middle. And all he could do was defend it, tap it back down the wicket.
Shaji losing a little bit of balance. He came onto his toes, if you notice on that shot, trying to defend it. But to all the grounds crew who are the unsung heroes, definitely thank you. We tip our caps to you. Without you, this tournament is not possible. Nicely played. Just takes it on towards the leg side. There's a misfield there. Just try to get on the first one, but no damage done. Takes it for a single.
Young lads in the outfield still backing themselves up. Shaz, do you hear the commotion amongst them?
Absolutely.
They're up against an uphill battle, but I like the enthusiasm.
Why not? At this point, you're playing with house money, right?
Yep.
Like you know what the highly predictable outcome is going to be. So why not? And use it. Use this as an experience, right? Use this to learn like how you can experiment. What can you do? This is the time.
It ain't over till the last delivery.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not over till it's over. There's we're just saying it on a prediction level.
From a probability statistics perspective, yep.
Exactly. That's all it is. And we could be just as easily wrong. I mean, that's why we continue to play the game. And there's a nice cover drive here from Kabir. Leads to a single. So seeing more and more fans coming out to join us. We welcome them. Hopefully they've had a great time here so far. And if you're in the area or you're thinking about coming down, do so. We'd love to see you out here. Come say hello to us here in the booth. Make sure you bring sunscreen. Make sure you bring bug spray. Mirabai's getting bit everywhere.
We'll get you extra points.
Not sure what you can use those points for, but hey.
Loyalty points.
Mira Lee is willing to give you some points. Another nice delivery here from Jasim. Comes out from the bottom of the bat for Shaji.
That one shaped back in again. I'm just a huge sucker of watching the line in the land. It landed in the off and it swung back into the pads.
Eerily similar to what Sohail Khan did to pick up that wicket in the LBW as well, where it just just comes on direct in line towards luck stump and then just boom, swings out.
One trick pony from the swinging perspective is not my cup of tea, but bringing it both in and out is what I love to see.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm seeing in this over from Jasim.
It's a full toss delivery. It's an attempted York. Unable to gather. Mohamed Fawad runs out there. And that's the risk you take. When you miss a York, that becomes a full toss. Luckily for
that
him,
may have been a missed ball from Jasim. Like you said, he was going for the Yorker. Ended up being foolish.
Take a quick replay. We can get a picture of that swing that you were referring to, Shark.
Keep me honest. Did it happen?
Frame by frame. There's the out. Yep, absolutely.
So did.
Absolutely.
It so did.
Absolutely. Love seeing that on the replay.
I have some eye shots as opposed to real time versus being able to attest
Oh,
it
hey,
in the replay.
you know your stuff. I don't doubt it. Another dot ball. And, hey, you know your stuff. I mean, you're the one that kind of got me into cricket in the beginning stages. You got me to watch Hashim Amla from South Africa. Then I later on discovered Mr. De Villers, and that was
Don't
history
forget
after that.
Brandon McCullum.
And then, of course, Baz.
Thank you.
Who could forget Baz out there? Leading the English Test squad now with his fellow countryman Ben Stokes. So can't discount that. I remember Baz in his Puma bat, Puma gloves, everything Puma. And I know you wear 42 because of him as well in our Bachos teams.
Good
All of your
recollection.
jersey numbers are always 42.
Appreciate it.
And you always go, you always have that one player that just stands out to you, right? Even, myself, who's a converted baseball enthusiast to, I'm a cricket enthusiast now at this point in time. Just love the ability to just see somebody, it takes a lot for somebody to make you fall in love with the game.
Precisely.
For me, basketball, that was Michael Jordan. That was Kobe Bryant. That was Dirk Nowitzki, right? Like those are my guys. When I think about basketball, that made me fall in love with that game and continue to fall in love with that game. So for me now, we talked about Brandon McCullum, Hashim Amla, A.B. de Villers, and now for me, the next guy up, Joss Butler. Man, can that guy hit? Wow. Just recently been named the new white ball captain.
Yep.
Thanks to the retirement of one Ewan Morgan. Don't know if he's going to go back to Ireland and chill in the Emerald Isle, but that remains to be seen. Nice delivery here. Very nicely done by Neil.
Thank you, Shaz. It's been an honor to have played a bit of an inspiration in your journey of transformation from other sports that you're so passionate about into the world of cricket, and you and I have had lots of conversations regarding who is who of the world of cricket.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate the mention, the acknowledgement.
You gotta give credit where credit's due. That's and hopefully another delivery. You hear some talk between the runners saying, you gotta go, you gotta go. Slight miscommunication from Kabir and Shaji there. And we hope that as we lay the foundation here of cricket in the USA and USA cricket continues to expand, hopefully something that we say on the air, hope some young kid that's out there listening, young boy or girl, either one, and maybe that sparks a little bit of intrigue about cricket and what it's all about.
Absolutely. I'm extremely passionate. I'm extremely expected of the view that if in this region any ground can do it, this is it. First turf, massive expandability in view with respect to the stands and infrastructure logistically. This is where I feel it can really take on. Down the lag, this should be given as a wide. It is. So I'm speaking about the Bolingbroke Stadium. Folks, bringing you multiple tournaments throughout, really coming onto the scene in terms of the international visibility in 2017, followed by multiple Liberty Cup iteration and minor league cricket. Those of you that are not aware, that is the stepping stone into the Major League Cricket, slated to start sometime in 2023. And this stadium is at the heart of being able to host and produce some exciting cricket and bring to you the entertainment live with professional camera work and commentary.
Speaking of professional camera work, thank you to Studio 7 and their team to bring us this great camera work, angles, the third umpire, just all the work that goes into it. Just appreciate everyone's efforts in getting Liberty Cup 2022 to a resounding start, and the action just keeps getting better and better as Neil comes back. Be given a wide, yes indeed. And that score continues to tick for the Babar brothers.
That was marginally wide, Chaz. That's the unfortunate aspect of the game, because he's swinging it away, and if you look at the wide mark, it literally barely made it. But in the eyes of the umpire who made the call, obviously technically it's a wide, but gotta give it to the kid. Bowling his heart out. Nicely struck down the ground.
What a shot off the bat of Shaji. You notice he's got a very unique follow-through. He catches that bat on the way back. I think he took a lesson from Ramiz Raja the other night, making sure he doesn't hit his stumps. Take a look at that replay here. And that ball made a very loud noise coming off that man's bat. And right there, he just catches it. He goes, nope, not taking any risks. Don't know if that's by design or just his innate in nature. But a maximum there.
Yeah, these two at the center look to be obviously extremely comfortable, going at the run rate of 8.6, chasing down 104, 105 being the target in the remaining 13 over at the completion of the 7th, for which this should be the last delivery. Neil to Kabir. Right down the middle, just taps it into the covers, just past the circle, take a comfortable single, and that completes the 7th. 60 for the loss of 1. Babar brothers against Super Kings, chasing down 104.
There you see the Babar brothers summary so far. Shaji's still out there, sitting at 30 off of 23.